on. Overlay booped. I forgot I was playing, so one sec. Controls off. Sometimes I make this silly mistake of playing the game from time to time, guys. I don't know. That's my bad. Let's just double check teams, make sure I got it right. Okay. So AT Gaming is in fact going to be blue, and Nightend and Lightning are in fact green. Boom. Nailed it. So welcome to the GnomeJon Archon Mode Cup. We're in the first series of the day. It's a best of 3, of course. And game sounds a little bit loud. One sec, guys. Why would this happen between yesterday and today? Alright, let's just down a smidge. Spawning in the bottom right corner of the map is going to be the green Protoss players. The combination of Nightend and Lightning.
So on the top left, as the blue Archon, it's Optimus and Whale Slapper. I don't actually know who those are.
Optimus is actually not a bad player. You've probably seen him in some of the open qualifiers for IEMs or even the Go for StarCrafts from time to time. But I don't have any idea who the hell Whale Slapper is, and that name is phenomenal, by the way. Can you imagine going up to a whale and slapping it?
I mean, they probably wouldn't feel it. They're pretty big.
That's true. I hate when you bring logic into hyperbole. It ruins it.
Yeah, plus you'd be like in water, so like how hard would the slap really be?
Okay, so maybe it's more like a pet. He's a whale petter. Or maybe it's a beached whale, and you're like, I'm sick of your shit being on my beach. Whoop-pow!
Wow, so you're like not beating a dead horse, you're beating a dead whale.
Well, it's not dead yet.
Wow. I'm gonna try and, how about like a whale pusher, okay? Push it back into the water.
Actually, have you seen those videos of them trying to like deal with the whale carcasses on the beach though, and they like explode because like the internal gases and stuff?
Yes, I
Oh, that stuff is so gross.
Yes, that is.
I'm a little bit, I guess not shocked, but surprised we actually didn't have an Adept opener, by the way, coming out of this team. Nightend, perhaps known more than anybody else in StarCraft 2 for playing with Adepts in Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been very useful against the engineering bay block, but you know, now I would expect to see an Adept at least once they have enough money. Guess Mothership Core comes first. There it is.
By the way, hype to GnomeJon, who tweets us a picture of him wearing his Hell It's a Boot Time shirt in celebration of today. That's pretty awesome.
Celebrate.
Good times, come on.
I actually don't really think.
You're just like, I don't want to take part in this. It's too early for this shit. I'm not a morning person.
I tried, but I forgot.
Well, I only noticed in Tapped Out right now, she's making a tweet. I forgot to tweet that we're live with this. So live with the Chaos GnomeJon Archon Mode Cup. $750 in prizes. Live on B Street TV.
Ah, my mom's going to Costco. The wondrous land of Costco.
Dude, I love the Costco cafeteria. They have so much good food for cheap.
Oh yeah, I've never actually eaten there. I've seen it, of course. But...
Dude, you get like this monster hot dog and a drink for like $1.50. That's value.
That's value you can see.
You can take to the bank.
You can also get stuffed and all the stuff that they're giving out, you know?
Oh yeah, we've talked about this
Free
before.
samples.
Samples, yeah.
And the disguise you have to wear to go for round 2.
Yeah, because you're too embarrassed to be like, hey, that was pretty good. Can I just have another?
Yeah. I'm too embarrassed to get the first sample, are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah. Unless they're like shoving it in your face, I like don't want to go up there and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna take this, I guess. Okay.
No, here's what you gotta do, right? You walk up, hands behind your back, you do that curiosity look like you're examining fine wines, and you're like, which sample do I want? And without saying a word, they'll be like, they'll pick one up and offer, oh, would you like one?
Yes.
This Adept is actually, this might be a bit of a mistake. There are plenty of Marines ready to intercept this, and as you can see with a good bit of stutter step, you can actually take care of the Adepts pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The way I would have better liked to have seen that executed was actually walk the Adepts in, but use the shades to get out. Like you send them in sonic transfer preemptively, walk in, realize it's no good, and then teleport back out.
Yep, that probably would have been better. But that's why you're the macro player, Christian.
I'm not the macro player though.
Micro. I kind of mispronounced it.
You messed up on your word macro, zombie.
No, I messed up on my word micro.
There we go, we both nailed it.
Word mac.
I find that a little bit weird because Nightend, again, not someone to make silly mistakes like that. And 2 Adepts early on, not exactly expensive. For context of those who aren't playing Legacy of the Void, an Adept only costs 100 minerals, 25 gas. It's just slightly more than a Zealot. It can do a lot more. But we see them quickly looking to dedicate to them. Double Forge plus the shield upgrade.
Dang.
The shield upgrade gives the Adepts 50 additional shields. So it's already at 90 by default, guys. These things become really tanky. Like miniature Archons.
See, now if I had watched this game before our matches versus Journey, I think I would have done okay.
Yeah, we would have had the upgrades. The
Yeah, it just would have been like, go Mass Adept, it works. And I would have been like, okay, I'm gonna try.
Widowmines do struggle if the Adepts are paying attention, but they're not, so Prob's gonna die. Oh, nice shot, 6 kills. One goes to the main, but an overcharge pop. This Widowmine's probably not gonna be as good. Doesn't even get the shot off.
River's right there.
But that's what I like about this tech being on the Twilight Council, by the way, instead of something else and weird. Because you do have to kind of guess, is it Blink, is it Shields, which direction is this going to go? Because right now, in Heart of the Swarm, you scout at Twilight Council researching, it's not Zealot Charge, it's Blink, every single time. There's no guesswork.
Yeah.
And I don't think Blink Stalkers are as good now, but there's still the worry about it. I mean, Parting, for the goodness sake, was playing a lot of Lotus League matches and just went with Blink all day, every day.
Yeah, that's actually why he's so high up in the Lotus League.
Yeah, so it's still possible to use them, but it's just less likely because we're expecting more Adepts. Now, the thing about the Adepts, I'm going to quickly address this. You're going to see some bugs in the resources lost. Green Archon's actually not going to lose that many resources over the course of the game in comparison to what the number is going to reflect. Every time they psionic transfer, there's a bug in Legacy of the Void where it counts as an actual unit, and when the transfer duration ends, it counts as an Adept dying. So you're going to see this number rack up much higher than it should be anytime we cast a Protoss player.
Yeah. A little bit of a glitch. Now, you see Blue Archon just went for straight MMM. Like, it looks like a Heart of the Swarm build for them. And this does still work. One of the weaknesses of Adepts is that they can't attack air. So, while they're kind of speedy because of their little phase thing, they can chase drops. They're still not great at, just stopping them from just picking up and leaving and, saving all the units. So, that's still a big problem. That's usually what we see the Protoss still lose, even though their main composition is pretty beefy.
I like this double Stargate follow-up, but question to you, Zamigub. How long until we hear that Adepts should shoot up?
I don't think they should shoot up, so never.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Nailed that one. The Mass Adept strategy, mixed with a couple of Mortals, is such a good counter to what Bio is. That's where you start really needing Widowmines. Not wanting, but needing. Now, as Zamigub pointing out, they can't shoot up, so the Adepts sadly can't give chase to these medevacs, but one of the big things is, once again, Green Archon's got those upgrades. Double Forges came out early. Phoenix are kind of a funny composition to see add into this, but those can shoot up.
Yeah, that's the only thing they can,
Well, actually, they kind of shoot level, so they shot up. What's
That's
higher
true.
than air?
They shoot level. That's true. Well, maybe the medevacs, maybe they can shoot up. Maybe the medevacs, what if the medevacs go lower, though? Can they shoot lower? They can't shoot ground.
Well, clearly, there's one standard level of air. There's no in between, okay?
Yeah, anyways.
Clearly.
So, I really like this. I think we see Protoss, adapting to all the concerns that we saw, like a month ago in the Lotus League. We saw Protosses get to Adepts, look pretty strong, and then get ripped apart by drops. So what is the answer to that? Well, I guess you could try and go for Blink Stalkers, but then you're adding in some, not so desirable main units into your composition, because Blink Stalkers still die to Bio straight up. So what about Phoenixes? They can still kind of help out.
Oh, this is bad. Half the Adepts are out of position for this. They're coming in for the backside. They're going to get hit by those Widowmines upon entry. This is still not going to go too poorly for Green Archon, but they lose so much for what felt like nothing, just being out of position, really. Picking off a few medevacs as there are, trying to avoid those Marines, but that fight, in any other version of this game, stomps the Protoss player. Not here in Legacy of the Void, though. Adepts can still hold their own.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, too, is that, you saw half of his Adept army almost die in that fight, right? But that isn't that expensive. It'd be a lot more expensive if half the Phoenixes died. He's even getting a fleet beacon. Wow, he's gonna go to carriers? No.
He's got that shut off. I was thinking in Pulse Crystals, to be honest, with the dedication of Phoenix, but it could very well be carriers. They are much better and more viable in Legacy of the Void than ever.
I mean, with how many Phoenixes he's getting, it would make sense to get the upgrade for them, but I just don't really, would it really help out that much more? I guess they would more safely target on the medevacs, not float over the army, and that is what it's going to be.
Yeah. I think a good witness of this, too, was just that moments ago up here where he was trying to run around the medevacs, but the Marines were stimming and picking off some of the Phoenix. That range is going to make sure that doesn't happen. Another kind of cool thing to see is ghosts come into this. Now, ghosts were tweaked and twerked, and they unfortunately are in a bit of a funky spot with their snipe, but they move much faster, as you guys can see, make them a lot easier to keep with your army, especially when those units are stimming around. EMP can take away all the shields, but also the energy of the Phoenix, and let's not forget, ghosts hit pretty damn hard. 25 a shot, 22 a shot.
Not bad, anyways. The biggest problem with ghosts is, and has been, just that they can't stim and they can't leave a fight, so you're almost always giving them away.
Yeah, look how fast they are now. It's kind of silly almost.
The ghosts?
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It was necessary, but it's just so weird to see. The Adept Arm is going to transfer, so an immediate engagement within range of all the units. Phoenix on top of the medevacs. And this is going a little bit topsy-turvy, but I think the Adepts with additional warpins could handle it, but not initially, not like this. The second round comes in a little bit too late. Phoenix take out most of the medevacs, but that Bio Army still going strong. Supply lead almost doubling that of their opponents.
That did go south in the end right there. I mean, Green Archon, it didn't really do anything that bad. There's that one fight they took, but
I think the really big part was getting the ghost after those EMPs. The Adepts have so many shields, and that EMP took away those. I mean, that's the whole point of the upgrade, to give them more shields.
Yeah, it's just like dealing with an Archon composition, but the problem with this one is that whereas you would still have Zealot Archon High Templar, you know, the old way that you'd have to get ghosts to deal with it, there'd still be storms that you could like surprise the Terran player with. There'd still be splash. In this composition, in Legacy of the Void, there's no splash, and that apparently is still a problem.
Looks like Team Nightend is going to tap out, so good game. Map 1 going to go to AT Gaming. And a big thank you to El Borracho, it's an amazing name, for resubbing to the channel. Thank you for coming back. I'm, by the way, wearing my Hell's Boot Time t-shirt as well, GnomeJon, just for you, buddy.
Oh, fancy.
Nailed it. Of course, these are all best of 3s, so we'll see what the next map is for Team Nightend. Hopefully they can recover a bit. That first game wasn't so bad, but it did spiral. I mean, I think that's the problem you get with some games in Legacy of the Void right now, and this has heavily to do with balance, quote-unquote, where you can have a pretty decent game to a point, and the one team just kind of tips over, and that's what the Ghosts really help do.
Yeah. I mean, the Ghosts were a pretty simple answer that we just don't see... We didn't see before, because we don't see a lot of Protosses, but it absolutely makes sense.
Well, I think one of the other big things, too, is you brought up Storm for the moment, and to build off of that point, the idea is that the Adepts, they attack so hard, but they attack so slow. And had there been Storm, maybe that's the difference of only one shot to kill some of those Marines, and then moving on to the next target instead of taking 2, which was like a total of 3 seconds or something. It's just a lot of ways that Storm could have saved time and helped the, I guess, attack of the Adepts. But we'll get into game number 2 here in just a moment. I guess we'll play a break because they're taking a few minutes, guys. So sorry to hit you so early with ads, but we'll see you guys in 2 minutes.